Goal from the Holden goal of the day to Gary Ablett.
A very mixed week. A 110-point win over St Kilda, an 82-point drubbing in the Foster's Cup, and the side all but sold to private interest by the league commissioners during the week. This afternoon they fronted up to Richmond at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the side they haven't beaten since playing as South Melbourne at the Lake Oval right back in 1980. The Tigers have since won their last 8 encounters. Richmond last week too almost brought a sound note to the Bombers' pennant unfurling when they mixed it with the reigning premiers for much of the afternoon. The match at the MCG was a thriller, and tonight we pick up the action at the start of the last quarter. Our commentators are Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton.
Into the last quarter here at the MCG, and the game not filled with great football, but a very close contest. Just 1 point the difference with the favour the Swans' way at the moment, but can they hang on? They had a disappointing third term in which they could manage only a couple of points. The Tigers, on the other hand, a couple of goals brought them back in business. Browning puts the Swans down to the half-forward line. It goes over the top. The opportunity is there for Paul. He can't capitalise on it. Manton pushes it out wide towards the boundary line and receiving a slight nudge, but with the umpire behind having his vision cut off, unable to see that Lovell was pushed over the line, so a throw-in to take place.
You're a better umpire, man, than I reckon I am.
Throw-in. Lee got up high. Waitman, a hurried kick, but straight down the throat of Anthony Danaher. The Swans keen to get a score on the board early in this last term. Their opportunity is now. Here's Morwood. Is he quick enough? New man on is Bays. One behind. So 2 points the margin. And
I like the look of young Bays, Sandy. He was a
Champions
Cup player, yes, and I really was impressed with his effort the other night.
Wearing the long sleeve Guernsey. Here's the kick back into play. 2 points the margin, favouring the Sydney Swans. Tapped over the back. Bays tries to thump it forward, can't do so. Rioli came in at the side, has possession now, gets the handball away to Waitman. It's intercepted by Ironmonger. He does well, the big fella, to tap it back. Waitman showing frustration behind the players. Carroll goes long to full forward. No, yes!
Great mark by Morwood.
It's the best mark we've seen to date. Morwood has kicked 2. And here's a great opportunity for the Sydney Swans to go 8 points clear.
He's a dangerous player, Sandy, isn't he?
Yeah, my word, he is. And nothing the defender could do on that occasion. It was a great mark. He's pulled it, but it's good enough. And they go 8 points clear. What a handy start for the Sydney Swans in this last term. He's contributed 3 now of the Swans' 10. 10-10, plays 8-14 on 7's big lead.
It's a lovely mark by Tony Morwood, easily the best mark of the day. And by that, the conditions in the third term were not conducive to excellent marks. And we had rain for most of the third quarter. It has stopped at the moment. And in that third term, we only had 2 goals, 3 kicked for the quarter, and 2 goals. One of that was by the Tigers. Ironmonger against Mark Lee. The bounce favours Lee. Gets it towards Rioli. Could easily be another bounce, and that's the way the umpire sees it. There's Mark Bays, number 30. This time the umpire decides to throw the ball up. Lee gets the tap down. The free kick will go the way of the Swans, and Brett Scott was held when not in possession of the ball. The Swans players a little bit tardy in getting the ball back to Scott, allowing the Tigers time to man up upfield. Scott puts it wide. Russell up. Oh, that's a lovely mark, and I've been impressed with Russell today.
His aerial work's been extremely good.
Drives it long. Ironmonger up. Couldn't quite take the mark. Over the back. Palm coming through. Puts the kick wide. The Swan players racing after it. Wright and Danaher along there with Philip Walsh. None of them could get there before the bounce, or before the boundary. And so now we'll have a boundary throw-in to take place. Russell gets the ball down. Mark Scott's there. Taps the ball wide. Kicked off the ground by Hawke. Runs past Poole. Tony Morwood coming on the scene. Couldn't gain possession. It's picked up by McKenna. Off the side of the boot of Michael McKenna, though. It didn't really look as though he was under a lot of pressure. And the Richmond player down there in quite a bit of trouble. It looks like Graham Landy, who's back on the ground. I think he'll be off the ground very quickly. Tony Danaher in the ball back, and he'll take the kick right on the boundary line, half forward flank. Should go long in towards the square. Can't understand why there's no Swan player down there. One of the bigger players, that is. There's Paul Hawkes there.
Well, he's got it. That's why. As Landy leaves the ground, Hawke says...
say none of the taller players, Sandy.
Well, Paul Hawke just says, no, look, Bob Skilden, I'll handle the aerial work down here. You don't have to be tall.
It's been a quiet day for Paul Hawke today. And in fact, according to our statistician, he's about to put boot to ball for the first time. A couple of hand passes, and the boot to ball is full points. Hawke makes it 11 goals, 10. 76 to 8-14, 62. A lovely mark by Paul Hawke. But still, Sandy, repeat what I said, I can't understand why there wasn't one of the taller players down there in the square.
More importantly, it's given the Swans a little bit of breathing space. Suddenly, they've opened up a 14-point lead. And no doubt would have gone into this game in the eyes of many experts as the underdogs. But they could certainly turn the tables and bounce right back here. With the 20-year-old Hawke scoring his first goal. 76, plays 62. And the Swans fans, there'll be a lot of them in this stand, but they're starting to cheer now. Sensing their side can snatch victory. Ironmonger has the mighty thump. Straight to Rioli, however, gets a short kick. Hasn't been as effective as Richmond may well have hoped. And it is taken by Jamie Dursman. Over the centre he goes to the half-forward line. Waiting at the back, McKenna, beaten for it. Hasn't got the pace. Morwood tried to knock it out, eventually sock it off the ground, back to the middle. Ironmonger again, and his game has improved as the day has gone on. He's gone for the pass. Oh, Russell dropped one. Very rare for him because his marking has been a feature of his game today, but they're still in with a chance once again as the long kick comes forward from Bays in towards the half-forward line. No one able to complete it. Now the Tiger defence working hard to push it out. Picked up by Wright with pace. Dodges, weaves, twists and turns, goes back in towards the half-forward line. Rioli misses what he possibly should have taken. Nevertheless, the Swans are still in the van. Dursma receives the handball, has to backpedal slightly, now swings round, back into the forward zone. No mark is taken. Play on is the call. Sweeping on it is Hawke, pushing it forward. Over the top he goes, gives it across to his teammate there in Bernie Evans, and he puts through his second goal. And the Swans are going on with it here at the MCG. 82 plays 62 on 7's big lead.
Oh no, she's doing the banking.
How clever it must seem to have accounts all over the place. You rush around for high interest, pay the bills in a panic. If only you could find someone who'd do all this, give you a cheque account free of activity charges, and pay your bills automatically. Plus, give you a MasterCard or Westpac card to shop with in supermarkets and in service stations. It's called Advantage Saver Plus, and it's only from Westpac, the bank.
Been doing the banking, Mum.
All it takes to install the medium-size Hoover Premier is a few minutes of your time instead of a serviceman. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
At last, Grosby are taking advantage of my rugged macho image. They want me to sing about new super sports with Velcro tabs. Did you say sing? Crosby Velcro super sports are here. Zip them, rip them, that's the sound you'll hear, because they're here and they're not there and they look great with all your gear. Crosby super sports are just the latest thing to wear. Crosby super sports, they're great, mate.
Tonight on 7, following the big league at 8:30, our dynamic duo Simon and Simon go undercover in a nudist colony. At 9:30, Trapper John has one of those days. Then at 10:30, a poltergeist appears in Agatha Christie's Partners in Crime.
Bounce to be taken midway.
At the MCG...
Back into play once again. Plenty of high flyers waiting at the back, however, as David Ackley flicks it onto his left foot. Down towards full forward once again. And again, out comes Poole. Stares it with a good spoil given to his teammate in Eustace. Puts it out wide towards the wing. Now the opportunity for the Tigers to go forward. Rolling's kick up towards centre half forward. No mark is taken. Waiting down was Waitman. Caught Browning. Good tackle. Play on. As Carroll scoots away, but the umpire said no, you threw it to him.
It was a throw too, Sandy. It was poor play by Browning.
So Waitman, the chance now. The Tigers desperate for a score. He wants to give it to Rioli. Browning won't let him, so he runs round, goes long, up towards the half-forward line. Who's going to be first to it? It looks like Jamie Dersmer of the Swans. Ahead of Larkins, just pushing it towards the boundary line. Now he swings it round and gains 15 or 20 metres.
Good play by Dersmer.
Very good play, because he's got it just about out of the danger zone. And he'll see his side into attack. 63 plays, 84, favouring the Sydney Swans. We've played almost 14 minutes of this final term. Still anyone's game. The umpiring allowing this to go on and holding the ball, he says.
Wonderful tackle by young Bays.
And this young boy, who's an interchange player, coming on, start of the last quarter, putting the Swans out of trouble. Towards the centre of the ground he goes. Carroll is there. Tries to flick the ball forward, picked up by Rioli. To half forward. And the mark taken at centre half forward by Craig Stewart. Well, he's got a player loose in the pocket. He uses it. That's Larkins. He can run on here. Vernon saying steady, have a shot. I'll do the shepherding. You fire away, and he goes. So they're not out of it yet. 69 plays 84 on 7's big lead.
Yes, well, one of the rare mistakes that Jamie Dersmer has made, Sandy. Maybe that little run around the boundary took everything out of him. And on that occasion, he just did not get back to pick up his opponent. Well, Dersmer was going down towards the forward line. Whether or not he's been switched, I do not know. But if he has been switched, it was a bad time to switch him because it left Larkins completely undefended.
15 points the margin. 15 minutes played. Final term. Anyone's game. After heavy rain in the third term, sunshine here at the MCG. Lee beaten by Ironmonger, but they'll take it out of the middle. As the kick by Mark Eustace is high. Doesn't gather a lot of distance. Rollings waits down. This is a short kick too, but he does have backup support through Walsh. He gets collared. Down he goes. And the umpire says, gentlemen, as Stevie Wright comes in, let's have a bounce. Well, who's going to survive till the last dying seconds? That's the question. A margin of 15 points. Lee wins it. Well, Hellbolt's not in possession. And Philip Walsh, who's had a wonderful day, 17 kicks, as Roberts is in a spot of bother again. We saw him in the hands of the trainers in the third term. Walsh must go long. He does. Roach is the target. Well spoiled. Waiting down. A flicking towards goal. What a goal! What a tremendous goal by the Flea. And I think they're back in business.
It was Roach, wasn't it, Sandy?
Was it Roach, was it?
It was a lovely goal by Roach.
So Michael Roach has kicked his 4th goal, and the Tigers are back in business. Look at him tucked in on the boundary line, and bang. Well, here we go. A game on our hands here in the centre bounce once again. Lee can't get it out of the centre. Rioli says, don't worry, General, I'll do it. And Morris goes high to the half-forward line. The Tigers on the run at the moment. Ian Roberts thumps it almost the wrong way. It goes down into the left-forward pocket, and Vernon is pushed over the line by Roberts. Nothing he can do about that, and a throw-in to take place. 75 plays 84. 9 points the margin. 17 minutes gone. Stewart does the ruck work, but the Swans are out of trouble momentarily. Back towards centre wing. Some holding on going on there, and I think the free kick will go back to Dennis Carroll. So Carroll, a chance to relieve the pressure. Those 2 quick goals have seen the Tigers come back into this. Jess up with the one hand, can't complete it. It's been a bit of a quiet day for the Ghost today. Shovel forward to Rioli. Well, they need him at the moment to burst clear. He does so too. Goes into the centre of the ground. Now here's the chance for the Tigers. Beautiful tackle, however, or a trip, the umpire said. So Eustace receives the handball. He goes up towards the forward line, and here takes the mark. John Annear tucked on a nasty angle. He's got Stewart in the square. He's got Roach going down in there now. Now, with that distance, Bobby, would he make that?
I wouldn't think so, Sandy, but you never know. And the last 10 minutes or so has shown how vital Maurice Rioli is to the Tigers.
Pass.
As Annear comes across the ground. A foolish piece of play that time by Dennis Carroll, because Mark Lee can't mark overhead anyway. And, you know, he would have missed it. Did miss it. And Carroll gave away a foolish free kick.
Well, the skipper has the chance to bring his side to within 3 points. Distance will not be a problem for him from there. He is almost directly in front. We've played almost 19 minutes of this final term. And here it is, the skipper, Mark Lee. 30 metres out. Lining up with a drop punt, taking plenty of time. He's off target. He's missed it. He's out of bounds on the full.
He's given a 15-metre penalty, Sandy.
Oh, no. So he's got another kick. Oh, dear.
No.
Well, well, well. The crowd just realising it are not impressed. So Mark Lee, to the anti-climax to end them all, has another kick. This time he's only 20 metres out. And if he goes out of bounds on the full here, they'll give it away. But why he was given 15 to start with, I don't know. But it has resulted in a goal.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on NEC, Australia's champion colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
Here's a great offer from NEC. Choose your next colour TV from the NEC range, and then, if you reckon there's a better colour TV picture, they'll give your money back. So see for yourself.
See it try, see it fall, see it best of all. NEC, our champion colour TV.
Some intermediate cars ask you to compromise on power, economy, or space. Except this one. With its bigger engine and electronic fuel injection, new Chimera doesn't ask you to compromise on power, or economy, or space, or style, or handling, or comfort, or value, or anything else. New Holden Chimera. For once, you don't have to compromise on anything.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day, and as usual, we're biggest and best for football. The Cats met the Magpies at Cardinia Park, and the Fur and Feathers flew. Sunday Press has the full report with the action pictures of the match of the day, plus all the other weekend sports news, including the gift report from Stall. The most pampered Clydesdale horses in Australia are the majestic team from Carlton United. Sunday Press visits them at home in Taree. The sport, the people, the stories are in Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
Simon and Simon thought they'd seen everything, and then one day they wound up undercover, so to speak, in a nudist colony. It's action times 2. You can bet Simon and Simon have the bare essentials for great viewing, 8:30 tonight on 7.
Richmond fans looking for a free kick, but it would be too harsh on Rod Carter. He had nowhere to go on that occasion. Stevie Wright coming off the ground, not on camera, as it's tapped out by Ironmonger. Browning coming after it, can't gather the ball. Just kicks it slightly off the ground, lets it run over the boundary line, but still it's further away from goal. And there's Stevie Wright coming around the boundary line. And I thought Wright was doing quite a good job in this term. As Ironmonger taps it over the back, it's picked up by McKenna towards centre half forward. No mark taken. McCasey gets the ball down. Waitman got the ball out, picked up by Annear. The tackle too high. Annear must take the free kick. And John Annear within kicking distance. And the Swans, tired as they might be, can't afford to let any loose players run around. And there's Larkins now. It's exactly what I was talking about. And Larkins, a far better kicker of the ball than Annear. It wouldn't surprise me to see Larkins put this ball through. 81 to 84. A goal from Larkins will put the Richmond side 3 points in front as Larkins goes goalward. Touched on the line, and a 1 point the result. So Trevor Larkins putting that point through. 24.5 minutes into the final term, and the margin between the sides 2 points. The Swans finding it hard to go forward. Richmond doing all of the attacking but not being able to put on the board as Danaher takes the mark. Should go long. Danaher drives it towards half forward. Morwood at the back. A chance for Morwood. Gives it on to Hounsell. Hounsell has the chance. It's an open goal. He goes towards goal. Hits the post. Colin Hounsell, and the margin still only 3 points. Nobody down in goals. Hounsell probably realises now that if somebody had been talking to him, he could have touched the ball on the ground and gone right into goal. Time on to play. Would not be a lot of time on. Mark well taken that time by Palm. Poor kick. Ackley coming through. Puts it long. Down towards Scott. He slips. Morwood coming through. Can't get there before the boundary line. And the throwing to take place about 5 metres around from the behind post. Forward pocket for the Swans. 82 the Richmond. 85 the Swans. Jess gets the ball down. Forced forward by Walsh. He slips. It goes over the boundary line. And another throwing to take place about 5 metres further around from the Swans goal. Philip Walsh, who's done a good job on the wing for the Tigers. Number 38, Russell. Number 20, Jess. Russell in the front position. Neither player a clear tap. Lovell gets the ball out to Vernon. Vernon's kick up towards centre wing. No mark taken. Two Swan players collide. He can't get the ball clear, and a bounce will take place. Ackley and Browning with the two Swan players. And the bounce to take place midway between centre wing and half forward for the Swans. Umpire indicating he'll throw the ball up. Ironmonger and Lee, neither a clear tap. Bays slipping and sliding, tries to tap the ball through. Ironmonger does it, hits the Tiger boot, comes out. In the back will be the free kick going the way of the Swans. I think he was going to call play on. And it'll be a free kick to Mark Browning. Browning should go as long and direct as he possibly can. A good kick of the football. Up to the forward pocket area, no mark taken. It slides over the boundary line and the throw-in to take place again. 27 minutes have gone in the final term. The ball in the Swan forward line, in fact, in the forward pocket. From the throw-in. Lee gets it down. Grabbed by Brett Scott, goes forward, and Brett Scott brings up a goal. Great piece of football, and that could be the vital goal. 27.5 minutes almost into the final term, and Brett Scott making the margin between the sides, 9 points. So it's 2 straight kicks required by the Tigers, and at this stage of the game, it's amazing how when you know you've got to get 2 goals, or at least 4 scoring shots if it's not 2 goals, then how it really can affect the side in the Tigers' position. Lee gets a tap, taken by Walsh. Comes towards Browning. Browning puts the kick wide. Bernie Evans racing after it. Can he get there before the boundary? He gets a favourable bounce. McKenna and he both slide to the ground. It's picked up in fine style by Hawke. His hand pass over the top. Well taken away by McKenna. Wonderful play by the little fellow there. He puts it forward. Jess couldn't quite take the mark. Slides over the boundary line and a throw-in to take place. Throw-in on centre wing, outer side of the ground. 28 minutes gone in the final term. A 9-minute lead held by the Swans. Russell gets the ball down. Picked up by Vernon of Richmond. Vernon in towards the centre. Danaher there. And a nice mark taken by Tony Danaher. Danaher had a good last quarter. Puts it wide to Ian Roberts. Roberts now. A long kick. Dropping short. Morwood. Mark free kick. It'll be a free kick for pushing the back to Tony Morwood. Tony Morwood should drive it long towards the square. The kick from Morwood, off the side of the boot. Hawke at the back, couldn't take the mark. It slides off his hands over the boundary line. Throwing to take place right alongside the behind post. Forward pocket for the Swans, with the Swans holding a 9-point advantage, 29 minutes into the final term. Lee gets it down, goes after it again. Scott coming across the front. Tried to tap it out towards Carroll. Carroll coming in. Back towards Scott. Picked up towards Andrew Smith. The bounce just offline, and 1 point comes on the board, kicked by Andrew Smith. So it's 82 to 92. 10 points, the margin held by the Swans. 29.5 minutes have gone in this final term. Trevor Poole to put the ball back for the Tigers. Only one way to go, up the centre of the ground. Danaher taps the ball down. Ania almost kicked off the ground by Browning. Browning puts Rawlings under pressure. Good play by Browning as he carries the ball over the boundary line. Throw in centre wing, members side of the ground. Ironmonger against Lee, and that's the way it's been just about right throughout this game. Ironmonger gets the tap. Ania gets the hand pass to Jepp. Jepp's kick up towards half forward. All Swans as McCasey comes out. The left foot kick from McCasey. Morwood from behind. Palm in front. A good mark by David Palm. Palm wanting to get the ball moving. Time running away. 30.5 minutes have gone. The siren must be very close to sounding as Palm puts the ball wide. Larkins at the back. Drives it long. Rod Carter in the favourite position. It runs past Carter. Jess coming across. Carter taps the ball. Picked up by Jess. Puts it through. A great goal to Jess. And once again, the Tigers in there with a chance.
You're watching Sevens Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
And that was the final score. No further addition to the totals, and the Swans winning a thrilling match by 4 points. And as a result of that victory, they are now on top of the VFL Premiership table. Stats on the match, rather interesting, and we note that Richmond had 25 more kicks and over 30 more handballs, but they still lost the game by 4 points. Major goal kickers for Richmond, Roach got 4, and for the Swans, Morwood finished up with 3 goals. That's how they came out this afternoon at the Melbourne Cricket Grounds. And at the ground, our interviewer was Bob Skilton, and he went into the Swans' rooms and first of all sought out John Ironmonger.
Well, one of the Swans' better players today and a great win over Richmond, John Ironmonger. How does it feel, John?
It feels absolutely magnificent. It's a great way to start, and I hope there's a lot more of it.
How did you feel fronting up against Mark Lee?
Well, I knew Mark was going to be a very difficult challenge, and I had to talk to John Norby through the week and just setting the sights on being competitive in the centre and trying to knock the ball forward all the time, and I think that's what we did, and the players knew that's what we were going to do, and we worked on that plan. I think we got away to a real good start, and then we sort of thought, well, we got another week, and then Richmond, sort of like last week, Richmond came back and we woke up and realised that it wasn't going to be like last week, and we had to put in 120 minutes of football and really work hard right to that last minute till we'd actually got in front.
Well, Swan skipper Mark Browning. Before the season started, Mark, according to all the press, things didn't look too good. Now it's 2 games, 2 wins. How does it feel?
It certainly feels great, Bobby, and you've been around when it's been pretty tough down at South, and one thing about the club, it's always had character and kept hanging in there, and I'm sure we'll hang in there all this year too.
I just interviewed John Ironmonger. How did you think John played today?
Well, I thought, you know, the good thing about him is once the ruck drill's over, he puts his body in and, you know, helps the little blokes, and geez, he's been a great acquisition, hasn't he?
What do you think of the 10 minutes of Morris Rioli in the last quarter? Do you think they might have sneaked the game?
Well, you know, I think every side's aware of Morris's ability, and when he started running hot, we thought, you know, we were in a bit of trouble. But, you know, all credit to the blokes. They started to man him up again at the centre bounce, and I think that's a sign that we are starting to get somewhere. We changed our game a little bit and, you know, bottled it up and went on with it.
Swan skipper Mark Browning speaking to Bob Skilton after their 4-point win at the MCG this afternoon. More action coming up in just a moment on Sevens Big League.
Next on Sevens Big League, fantastic footy flashbacks turns back the clock to 1958.
I've got these bloody beautifuls in peak condition for the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. Come in and put them through their paces. You'll score a great deal and a great price cut. Nissan Prairie's $1,000 off. Nissan Gazelle's $1,200 off. And when it comes to Bluebirds, they have to run out, so the sky's the limit. So come into the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. It's a great chance to score a great deal. Come on, fellas.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. Still call Australia home. From national.
On February the 15th, Lester Ellis captured the hearts of all Australians when he won the World Junior Lightweight Championship. Aussie pride is at stake on April 26, when Lester defends his World Championship at Festival Hall. The boy from Sunshine is determined that Rod SEQUENAN will not take the title to the Philippines. See the Master Blaster in the fight of his life. Book now at Bass Outlets. Lester Ellis needs your support at Festival Hall.
Rat dancers with an unknown contagious disease. Nurse Shoop facing legal action, and Gonzo making an amazing discovery. Definitely not your average day for Trapper John MD. Tonight at 9:30 on 7.
Let's check the goal kicking now after the first part of the Easter split round. And on top, Collingwood's Brian Taylor with a total of 14 goals. He got another 7 today. Michael Roach of Richmond 4 for a total of 11. Bernie Evans, 1 goal today, following 9 last week. On 10, likewise, Mark Jackson. Simon Beasley plays on Monday. And Gary Ablett today got 3, but he kicked 3 goals, 7. So had he been accurate, he certainly could have kicked a lot more. The footy bet, if you're having a punt on the football this afternoon. And the results came out like this. The Swans, you required selection 13 for $20.45. Carlton selection 23, $1.55, so a few people onto that one. And Collingwood selection 16, $5.35. The footy double was Carlton and Collingwood selections 23 and 16 respectively, and it returned a dividend of $57.20. Hope you had a winner. All right, it's time now for that very popular segment of the program, Fantastic Footy Flashbacks, brought to you by NEC. Here's Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Peter. Well, this week we go back almost 27 years for NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. For Collingwood fans, back to the 1958 Grand Final. No need for me to tell you it was your last. I've got a letter saying we would like to see our highly respected boss, in brackets, Thorold Merritt, in action in the 58 Grand Final. It comes from Cherie McMurray. We had a number of letters regarding Thorold. Well, let's talk a bit about him. He played 179 games for the Magpies. He won the Copeland Trophy 2 years, 1958, followed it up again in 1959, but retired after the 8th round in 1960 after a severe collision with Leo Brereton that unfortunately left him with a badly broken leg. Merritt wore the number 17 Guernsey throughout his career, but in this particular footage from our archives, and it is very rare too, they changed jumpers prior to the game, and in this he is wearing number 16. So for Cherie in particular, and also for Doris Willingham of Bulleen, here is Thorold Merritt, 1958 style.
And Ridley. This is Thorold Merritt leading them all a merry dance. He hasn't run out of steam so far today. Again, Thorold Merritt clears for Collingwood. He's playing magnificently in defence as well as in attack. Ball is cleared by Rose, Bobby Rose's brother, Kevin Rose. And now here's a break for Collingwood. It's Merritt. Gets onto his left foot. He's tackled by Beckwith and gets through. Oh. Free kick to Thorold Merritt. Towards Wiedemann. The knock away goes to Merritt. Merritt's kick is into the goal square. Marquis to the centre wing. Thorold Merritt gets his kick to half forward. 29 minutes gone. There's the siren. And the Magpies others have done it. The last time was 1953. They've saved their proud record of 4 straight wins. Thorold Merritt and Bennett, the 2 Rovers who played such a great part in the win too. Sign of delirious excitement. John Beckwith of Melbourne slapping Bob Johnson on the back, and Don Williams. Don Williams played a brilliant first quarter for Melbourne. Thorold Merritt being cheered off too, number 16.
So there it is, Thorold Merritt, 1958 style, particularly for Collingwood fans, and for Cherie and Doris. Certainly hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget there are some great prizes to be won throughout the year in NEC's fantastic footy flashbacks. Just send us in your envelope, and on the back of that envelope, tell us who you'd like to see in action. We'll do the rest.
Throughout season 85, all letters will go into our fantastic footy flashbacks barrel and be eligible to win one of 6 magnificent portable televisions from NEC. At the end of the season, all entries will go back into the barrel for the major prize draw of this outstanding 63cm stereo colour television and a VHS video hi-fi from NEC, high technology colour television and video.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Sandy. And to settle the argument, the name of the commentator was indeed Tony Charlton. Back with more action from today's first part of the Easter split round after this break.
Geelong and Collingwood battle it out for second round honours next on 7's Big League.
I've got these body beautifuls in peak condition for the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. Come in and put them through their paces. You'll score a great deal. Like $1,200 off these great Nissan vehicles. The Nissan Patrol, $1,200 off. The Gazelle hatchback, $1,200 off. And Bluebird, the sky's the limit. So come into the Nissan Footy Marathon sale. It's a great chance to score a great deal. Come on, fellas, let's...
At Bendigo Pottery this Easter, you'll strike it lucky. The good news is there's a new pottery range, and that means all superseded pottery must go. Sugar and cream set was $24, now $10. Wine carafe was $22, now $9.90. Teapots were $33, now $14. And sugar bowls were $16, now $7.50. And Bendigo Pottery is open every day over Easter. There's guided tours and pottery throwing and refreshments in the tea rooms. See you at the Bendigo Pottery, an attraction you mustn't miss this Easter.
Well, match of the day this afternoon was down at Cardinia Park, where Geelong played host to Collingwood, both teams having won their opening games in fine style. That, though, is nothing new to Cats fans. They won their first 4 matches in '83 and 8 for the year, their first 3 last year and only 11 for the entire season. Although the Magpies won both meetings last year, the big question this afternoon was, could Bob Rose come up with the answer to the brilliance of Gary Ablett, who last week destroyed Hawthorn with the best on-ground performance of 6 goals. With me in the commentary box at Cardinia Park is Lou Richards, and we pick up the action at the very start of the game.
And the first quarter now from Cardinia Park. 7's match of the day on 7's Big League. David Cloak and John Mossop in the ruck. Geelong kicking to the right, the ball booted up towards their half-forward line. Flanagan, big ruckman, has a flying shot at goal. It's long and out of bounds. It will be a boundary throw it in forward pocket right for the Cats. Geelong kicking against this breeze. Flanagan setting himself. Knocked down by David Cloak. Dacos. Umpires found a free kick. And Linda for push on the back, Peter. Star recruit from Adelaide, who played very well against Hawthorn last week at VFL Park. And Linda has a chance to bring up the first score of the match. He's only about 25 metres from goal on a very slight angle. The pockets at Geelong are not deep. He's missed it, and 1 behind is the end result. So first score of the match coming up to Geelong at the 65-second mark of the term. Phillips. With the wind, long, Mossop palms it down. Cleve fumbles, out of bounds. So a boundary throw in about 65 metres from the Geelong goal. Left half forward for the Cats, a capacity crowd here this afternoon for our match of the day. Cloak and Mossop. Knocked down by the Geelong ruckman, picked up by Smith. Good smother. Ablett. First kick of the match for him. Linda does it well. Shoots out the hand pass. Jackson's there. Has it and lost it. Play on as the call from the umpire. A chance for Buse. Swings onto the left foot. It's long. It's close. It's the first goal of the match. The Cats have scored. Geelong by 7 on 7's big lead.
Well, that was great play on the part of Geelong. They've been into attack for the first 2 minutes of this game, and of course we watched the ball driven down there by Buse, and a good bit of work shepherding in front of the pack that time by Geelong. So the Cats up to a great start. 1 goal, 6 points to Collingwood yet to score. Should say 1 goal, 7 points. That first point coming from Linda. The centre bounce again. Cloak against Mossop. Knocked out by Mossop. And that's Williams going through the pack, a very determined little player, and Force turns on a good show. Finally the ball driven up there again by Toohey. Toohey's kick is up to half forward. Oh, there's Ablett grabbed. Umpire call, play on. Breaking out of the pack is Linda with a beautiful hand pass to Williams, a snap at goal. And this looks good. It's off target and through. I think it may have hit the post. It's out of bounds.
Could have very well been a free kick there to Ablett, Lou.
Could have been, Peter. And they're off to a great start. And, of course, they played very well indeed last week against Hawthorn. So Tommy Hafey's really got the Cats firing. Ball knocked out by Flanagan. There's Jackson going through the packets. Bruns trying to get clear. Scrimmage developing. Knocked out again. Grabbed by Flanagan. Fumbled the ball. On the ground, Flanagan. Hasn't got much chance to get away, and the umpire will ball it up about 5 metres out from the Geelong goal. They're 1 goal, 7 points to Collingwood yet to score, and the Magpies are kicking with the breeze. There we see the ball knocked down out of Jackson. Spins out of the pack. It's a snap. It's going pretty close, but it won't make the distance. Bruns! Oh, what a great mark by the little rover, right in the teeth of goal. And Bruns has the ball now, right on the edge of the kick-off mark. And this will be their 2nd goal for sure. And that'll come at the, the 3.5-minute mark of this quarter, the first quarter. Here's the goal by Bruns. It's through the middle, another goal. So it's Geelong, 2 goals, 13 to Collingwood yet to score. And I should imagine, Peter, Collingwood wouldn't be too happy about that start, considering they're kicking with the breeze in this first quarter.
Let's watch that in replay, Lou. A great mark by the little rover. And leading Geelong well. You can see by the flags there that the breeze is fairly strong, and the quarter in progress, just over 4 minutes now, and Collingwood yet to swing into attack.
Capacity crowd here today as we see the centre bounce. Knocked out by Mossop. He's dominated all the knockouts. That's Abernathy getting it out wide to the wing position. Coming out to meet it now is Toohey, showing a lot of dash. This defence is standing up well. It's down there to Ablett. And has he got the mark right on the line? Yes, Ablett with the mark at half forward.
Looks to be a little bit fast for Smith at the moment. Long kick by Ablett, looking up there for the full forward. Jackson, he can't get near the ball. Oh, Cleve nearly had his head kicked off. He'll get the free kick against Abernathy. Craig Cleve will take the free kick a little bit further out from where Bruns had the mark. And a chance for Geelong's 3rd goal, and this will be a great start against the breeze. Not much doubt about the decision. Collingwood still to swing into attack, and the quarter in progress now, 5.5 minutes. Cleve, 35 metres out, directly in front. It's a shocking kick off the side of the boot, in towards the forward pocket, and Cloak takes the mark.
It's a free kick to Jackson.
He's given it away.
Yeah, for one on the back, Pete.
Give us the ball, says Jacko. So the Jacko show gets underway this afternoon for the first time. Jackson right on the boundary line.
And Phillips not too happy with the decision.
Only about 20 metres from goal. Shoots, and Jacko has put it through. Jacko's first goal. The Cats are late at Cardinia Park. 7th big league scoreboard. Geelong 3-1-19. The Magpies yet to score.
And Jackson going through his usual antics. Going back to Phillips, but now he's settled down. Phillips gives him a bit of a bump. He goes back at Phillips. But I tell you what, one thing for sure, Phillips won't relent. Down goes Jackson. I think that was a bit of an act.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Well, I was trying to be nice to Jacko.
That would have won an Oscar.
But he's got the score on the board, so he's got one up on Phillips.
From Cardinia Park, Geelong lead by 19 points on 7's big league. And what a start to the match here this afternoon. Goal kickers for Geelong so far. Bruns, Jackson and Buse. Collingwood yet to score. And the quarter in progress now, just on, well, nearly 7 minutes. And the Magpies have yet to cross the centre line. It's 19 points the difference. Cloak with Mossop. Won by Mossop, but he can't get it clear at the centre circle. Ball socket off the ground. Collingwood now a chance to swing into attack for the first time in the match. And the Magpies go forward. It's driven up towards their left half forward flank. Malarkey, best full-back in the competition, to Terry Bright. Back in the Geelong side this afternoon. He's gone for a pass. Reynoldsson trying to find Ablett. The ball too long for him. Picked up by Cleve, close to the boundary line. Long and high and towards the forward pocket. Knocked out of bounds by Phillips, and we'll see a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Geelong.
And Phillips appealing for a free kick. The ball out of bounds in the forward pocket. Geelong off to a great start. Capacity crowd here today. 3 goals, 119. And the Paul Royal Magpies haven't scored as yet. Knocked out by Flanagan that time. Cloak can't get him out. Bruns is grabbed, thrown to the ground. Finally, the ball is cleared out by Brown out towards that half-forward, half-back line. McMullen gets away from his opponent. Reed beautifully that time out there on the wing for half-back line. A short pass looking for range, a bad one. A hand pass coming over now to Toohey from Mossop. Toohey's clear, shoots the ball down there. There'll be a mark to Reed. A quick hand pass to Morgan. Geelong are a flame at the moment as the ball goes up there towards the full forward position, but Cloak's got it. Quickly plays on, a hand pass coming out to Abernathy. Abernathy down there in the back pocket, drives it out wide, but there's O'Keefe in the front posse. He's got to sit on his opponents there, gets cleared. There's plenty of time to go for a long kick to centre half forward. The pack fly, the ball punches the ground again. Going through is Reynoldsson. The ball back again. This is Williams grabbing it. A lovely hand pass, but too long for Toohey, but he's been in everything from the start of this game. He's in trouble now, but he gets a hand pass back, misdirected, picked up here now by Boss. Boss's kick is a long one down there towards the full forward position. Oh, Phillips misjudged that one. Jacko's got a chance for a goal. He's clear, he's snapped, and he's put it through for a goal. He's second. Oh, watch him go now.
For the Collingwood skipper Williams, he's just about... Well, Geelong had 25 points on the board before the Magpies have scored, and we move the clock forward now to the 16-minute mark. Front kick up towards full forward, and a mark is taken by Taylor. And so in the first duel against Gary Malarkey...
I think Malarkey's in a bit of trouble. That's the chap that's mining Taylor that just took that mark. We watch it in replay, a strong mark.
He's not even in picture there, Malarkey.
No, but he's limping around in there in the back pocket position, and I think that Malarkey could come off the ground. He had a bit of a duel there with... he's coming off the ground, Malarkey, so Geelong have lost a star player, and, of course, a tragedy to Collingwood losing Richardson coming off the ground on a stretcher.
Taylor, first score for the Magpies, and it's a goal. So Collingwood a badly needed goal. It took them 16.5 minutes, and the scoreboard on Sevens Big League, Geelong 4-1-25, Collingwood 1 goal, 6 points.
Peter, it's a marvellous thing what 1 goal does to a team. That could lift the entire side. We watched that again. Good play on the part of Manson, quick thinking. And Collingwood driving the ball well down there to
Burgess.
From Burgess by into the square for Taylor, and Taylor takes an easy mark.
Gary Malarkey off and Johnston on for Geelong. 19 points the difference, and we've been playing just over 17 minutes now in the first quarter. Both teams losing star players in the first half of the term.
And very wisely, Collingwood's taken Cloak off the ball and put Manson against Mossop, because Mossop's been dominating the set of bounces and the knockouts around the ground.
Mossop just too tall at the moment. Manson. If Manson's going to be a player in VFL, though, I think it's going to be in the ruck rather than perhaps a key position.
Go along with that, Pete.
Bright, a short pass, not a good one. Picked up out there on the wing by O'Keefe. He's over the boundary line, though, and it will be a boundary throw in front of the players' race.
The centre wing position, a throw in. 4 goals, 125 Geelong to Collingwood, 1 goal, 6 points. As we approach the 18-minute mark of this, the first quarter. Geelong off to a great start. Collingwood in plenty of trouble as Bolt tries to get the ball and actually kicked Williams with the ball, and the ball is out of bounds. Having a bit of a scuttle there, but the umpire's not taking much notice of that. Both sides having a bit of bad luck. First of all, Richardson off the ground on a stretcher. Now we see the other boy off the ground. That is Malarkey. Comes over to Dixon. Dixon gets a hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, picked up by Dacos. A good hand pass coming over to McMullen. Collingwood go back into attack here. Look for Taylor. Drives it up there. Taylor coming across, but it's too far away from him, and it'll go through for 1 point. So the Magpies move on to 1 goal, 7 points to Geelong, 4 goals, 25, and Big Jacko's already kicked 2 goals. Smith has the job of minding the ex-Swan. Greg Smith has the job of minding the star player there, Ablett. Ball falls short. And it's Manson going through for a running shot at goal, but he's off target and he's missed it. So that's 2 in a row the Magpies have missed. So they go on to 1 goal, 8 points. At least they've gone into attack the last 5 minutes. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Into this first quarter by 19 minutes. It's a high kick. O'Keefe, unattended that time, took a very easy mark. It's been the Magpies' attitude in the first 15 minutes or so. The ball punched to the ground that time by Burgess. It's out of bounds on the centre wing position. Geelong 4 goals, 25. The Collingwood 8 points. And a capacity housey today. Knocked out by Mossop, punched on by Dixon, over to Shaw. Shaw gets a hurried kick. Up there towards the big pack there, knocked out by Bright. It comes down to Williams, threads his way through the pack. It tries to get a hand pass out to Dacos. He's gone for a shot at the goal. He's put it through. Goal. So Collingwood bouncing back now. 2 goals, 14 points to Geelong. 4 goals, 25.
Well, I guess if Peter Dacos is going to turn in a blinder, it would certainly be a good occasion to do it this afternoon. He hasn't turned in a typically champion-like Dacos performance for a long time, and dribbles this one through, and a very valuable goal for the Magpies. So Collingwood, after Geelong scored the first 4 goals of the match, have finally got 2 on the board, but I do stress the Magpies kicking with the assistance. Oh, I would say about a 2 or 3 goal win. 20 minutes gone in the first term. Collingwood's second goal coming up through Dacos. They swing into attack through Dixon up towards their half-forward line. Hit Richardson on Williams on the chest, but he couldn't mark it. It's left to Mark Boss to clear it for Geelong. Out towards the centre wing. Morwood overruns the ball. Back to Bolton for Geelong. He's been in everything in the first quarter. Bolton up towards half-forward. Brown in front for Collingwood and takes the mark amid some attention from Gary Ablett.
15-metre penalty, Pete.
For the offence that I mentioned, he's gone for a pass. It's okay. On to Beers. Collingwood looking a little bit better now. Phillips. Towering punt kick up towards the half-forward line. Hughes and Dacos. Dacos kicked the last goal. Can he make it 2 in a minute? I think he has. It's a goal. Here come the Maggies. Collingwood 3 goals now. 3 goals to 20 points. Geelong 4-1, 25.
I got a mate. I got a mate. I got a mate called Mazda.
Real good mate I go to work with. Real good mate who works real hard. Real good mate I got to rely on.
My Mazda B's the best investment I ever made. That 2-litre engine works real hard. 5-speed transmission will go anywhere. Power-assisted front discs will stop any time. Add Mazda comfort and reliability to all that muscle, you've got more than a ute. You've got a mate. I got a mate called Mazda.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day, and as usual, we're biggest and best for football. The Cats met the Magpies at Cardinia Park, and the fur and feathers flew. Sunday Press has the full report with the action pictures of the match of the day, plus all the other weekend sports news, including the gift report from Stall. The most pampered Clydesdale horses in Australia are the majestic team from Carlton United. Sunday Press visits them at home in Taree. The sport, the people, the stories are in Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
You know how Palmolive's always been great value? Well, now there's even better value. New double rich Palmolive. You can prove it to yourself. Mark your start date on the calendar. You'll see new Palmolive last weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Twice as long as it did before. Because it's thicker, richer, more concentrated. Yet Palmolive's as mild as ever on hands. New double rich Palmolive. Lasts twice as long. It's even better value.
If you're not watching 7 National News, you're only getting half the picture. See all the major sports events with Australia's top commentators, weekends at 6. 7 National News. We give you more than just the score.
Well, Collingwood held a narrow lead of some 5 or 8 points at quarter time. Let's go back to the match now in the second quarter, and we pick up play some 23 points into the term, 23 minutes into the term. And the free kick to Peter Dacos on right centre wing. Dacos looking for Taylor, perhaps. Can't take the mark. Umpire's found the push out. This time it's a free kick to Geelong to go to O'Keefe. A couple of interesting decisions there. On centre wing, Brunn's got two hands to it. Now it rebounds to Malcolm Reid. Dacos in pursuit. Can't pick him up. Eventually he does, but Reid gets rid of the ball. Fumbled by Williams. Chance for Geelong. Picked up by Bright. Bright to Cleve. Burgess's tackle is late. His shot at goal looks pretty good. It's just about there. It's a goal, I think. Yes, points. So the Cats come back. That's his first. And the scores are level at Cardinia Park. 43 points each of 2 on Seven's big lead.
Big miss that time by Williams, and we watch it go ahead of you now. Gully didn't even cover that. And Bright gets it over to Cleve, and of course we know the result. A lovely goal kicked by the Geelong centre-half forward.
6-7 to 6-7 at Cardinia Park in Seven's match of the day. Cleve putting through his first goal for the Cats, and certainly it came up very timely. We're only 1 minute away from the time-on period now in the second quarter. Scores are dead level after Geelong kicked the first 25 points of the match. Cloak back in the ruck for the Magpies. Wins out. Boots Collingwood into attack up towards half-forward. Knocked away by Bolton. It is a free kick, though, going to Dixon. Dixon from half-forward. Goes for a pass, looking for Taylor. Can't take it. And the mark taken by Tui. Tui from full-back. Short to Flanagan in the pocket. The big fellow gets clear. Neville Shaw in pursuit, but he won't give him up. He tries to find Reynoldsson, successful. And that's almost deliberately wasting time, is it not? No 15-metre penalty. Yes, there is, but he plays on. Reynoldsson up towards half-forward. Plenty of high flyers there. Knock on by Mossick. Rebounds to Morwood, and Collingwood get clear.
And Morwood goes for a pass out there to Abernathy. Morwood and Abernathy have been fine players today. Back it goes. There's a good mark taken here by Boss. A quick hand pass to Bolton. And Geelong go back into attack over their half-forward line. Oh, great mark to the big fella, the star. That's Gary Ablett. That's his 4th mark for the match. And we watch it again. Timed that beautifully. Well, he won't miss this one. He's only about 25 metres out from goal, directly in front. He's already kicked 3 points. Taking his time, scores dead level, 43 points apiece. And we're into this. Here he comes in for his kick. There it is on its way. And that's a goal. So the Cats have hit the front into this quarter by about 31 minutes.
Scoreboard 7-7 to 6-7 in the time-on period.
I should say 26 minutes, Pete. Watch that again in replay. Bolton breaks clear. It's a long kick down there, and he times his mark beautifully, then Ablett. And, of course, we know the result. 26 minutes gone of this second quarter, and Geelong in front by 6 points. Well, it's still anybody's game, Peter.
Yes, it's been a great match too. Full credit to Collingwood. They fought back from a 25-point deficit only 9 minutes into the first quarter. And as you said, a real game on our hands now.
Centre-bounce. 6 points the difference in favour of Geelong. Knocked out by the big fella. Grabbed off the flank by Bright. A hand pass. A bad one that time from Ablett. Goes over that time to Abernathy. Gets the ball back to centre-half forward for Collingwood. Picked up by Morgan. Geelong looking good once again. And Bright drives it over the half-forward line. Missing the ball was Beers. Back it goes to Jacko. Gets a hand pass back. It comes back to Linda. He's still got it under control. Now he goes down. They pile on top of him. And the umpire will ball it up. Now he's found a free kick. It'll go to Collingwood. Could have been for holding the ball. So it'll go to Phillips. Phillips at centre-half back towards the centre wing position. McMullen is tripped, picked up by Baum. A hand pass coming over to Tony Shaw. Now it's Collingwood's chance to get the ball up there to Taylor in front. Got the mark. Good pass by Shaw. Fair distance out from goal, about 50 metres out on a pretty acute angle.
Got a 15-metre penalty.
Well, this gives him a chance. This brings him within about 40 metres of the goal, but the angle's still pretty acute. Waiting on Taylor. Now, if he kicks this one, scores a dead level, and we're getting pretty close to half-time. Taylor taking his time. There it is. Won't make the distance. Cloak couldn't hold the mark. It hits the deck. Here's a go for Dixon. Snaps. He's put it through, I think.
Yes.
Yes, a goal by Dixon. Good play on the part of the little
Rover.
I'll tell you what, that'll be close to goal of the day. What a shot. Scores dead level again at Cardinia Park. 7 goals, 7-49.
That was a fine goal. We watch this again as we see the ball kicked up there to the pack in front of goal. He didn't make the distance. It's the deck. Bit of a fumbling going on by the Geelong defenders and nicely picked up by Dixon as he's pulled to the ground, and of course a great goal. Scores dead level. 49 points apiece. Finally, it comes down to range. A hand pass to Dixon, the boy that kicked the last goal. Up there towards the full forward position. A chance now for a short pass. Coming back there to Taylor. Bolton gets in the way. Taylor steps at goal. And that's one to Collingwood. They're at the front by 6 points. 2 goals to Taylor.
London, they say you'll never change, but you keep changing London. You're all dressed up like a stage, and your pubs and the clubs just get better with time. I know the pleasures of the city are mine, when the lights and the night turn my city to gold.
Time for a beer. I'll take it cold. In a city where beer drinking is a time-honored custom, your Foster's has established a tradition all of its own.
London, you know that I'll stay.
Foster's Lager, it's got the flavor that's taken it all around the world.
Foster's Lager.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. Still call Australia home. From National.
Drove her topless, weather was right. Drove her wild, a beautiful sight.
Drove her here, drove her everywhere.
Drove her bananas on the sunny side. Drove her over in four-wheel drive.
Drove her here, drove her everywhere.
Drove her in the daydream, my oh my. Drove her overdrive. Let's fly! Drove her out of town, had a look round. Drove her homeward bound.
Drove her here, drove her there, drove her everywhere.
Drove her home from your Holden dealer.
Monday night on Day by Day, a small, thriving photographic business takes on the Richmond Council, accusing them of double dealing over zoning regulations. A change of heart by the council has cost the photographic firm its business. And we'll have a report on what must be the world's most unusual pet. It looks like a blob, but it will soon grow into a shark. It was found in its embryonic form, and a little tender loving care has done wonders. That's Monday night at 7 on 7.
11 minutes gone in the third quarter now. Geelong leading by 7 points.
High hand pass to half forward. Rendlesham bundled out of the road by Rains. Tries to scoop it in successfully out to Abernathy. He's caught. Good tackle by Bruns. Tony Shaw on the run at half forward. Shaw chips it down to Taylor, who marks. He won't take this one off him. And Brian Taylor saying, how about that one up?
He's a little bit upset, Taylor, though, I think, Lou. I'd say he is, but John Russo's not taking much notice of him. Well, I think it's a bit silly to worry about that, because the point is this, he's got the kick and this could unsettle him. It's hard enough to kick a goal. You must concentrate all the while. And that's a bit foolish on the part of Taylor, Pete.
Well, obviously missing or not being paid that previous mark has upset him. Let's see what he can do with this one. It should come round. He's allowed for the wind and read it beautifully. Goal to Taylor. So Collingwood back in business now in the third quarter. And the scoreboard, the Magpies, 9 goals, 8, 62 points. Geelong lead by 1.
And that's the third goal to Taylor. You always take a bit of a chance when you do those things. You could be really heckled by the crowd, but it came off for him that time. Good pass by Shaw. And, of course, late on the scene was Johnson and got one behind the ear, Taylor. And, of course, that's what he was going crook about.
(9-8 to 9-9). 1 point the difference in favour of Geelong. We've been playing in the third quarter, 12.5 minutes.
Centre bounce. Knocked out by Cloak. It comes back there to Dacos. He was grabbed. Man, the umpire spotted that. And Dacos with the free kick at centre field. A point the difference in favour of Geelong. 62 plays 63. A 15-metre penalty. This brings him right up to centre half forward, and a good chance for Collingwood to go deep into attack. There it is, a long kick into the goal square. Williams in front, couldn't hold the mark. He's been a pretty quiet player today. Tries to get it over to Dixon. Williams still on his going after. He won't give in. He's still got it. Fumbles the ball. In goes. Umpire said it's holding the ball against. Well, I reckon he made all the play. I thought he was very hard on Williams there.
Bit tough.
Only bloke going after the ball. They were just dwelling on him. So it's Bright to take the free kick down there on the back pocket. Bright's played a very good game today in defence. Flying high was Manson. Manson tries to get a hand pass out. Going through his Banks, he actually threw that out. Umpire said, yes, you threw it. Oh, he's found a free kick to Collingwood. It'll go to Banks. High tackle. That could have been the one he missed before for the mark. Said, I'm sorry, Banks, there's a free kick for you. The pack fly again. They all missed that. It's the deck now. Mossop goes down. A chance for the little fella. Hand pass coming over to Dacos. And the Magpies have hit the front with the fourth goal to Dacos. So it's Collingwood now on the scoreboard. Collingwood 10 goals, 8, 68 to Geelong, 9 goals, 9.
63.
63. Thank you very much, Peter.
It's quicker than dead air. Good pass from Dixon, that. You'll see Dixon flash into the play, scoop it out to Dacos, and it really is this afternoon the Dacos of old. 4 goals to the Collingwood champ. Taylor has 3 for Collingwood.
Seven and a half minutes gone of this, or just on 8 minutes gone, as the ball is knocked down there in range. Collingwood go back into attack. It's over their half-forward line. Ball tapped down to Dixon, spins out of the pack nicely over to Dacos. A chance for goal number 5 as he fumbles, lets it go, and it's another goal.
5 goals to Dacos.
5 goals to Dacos, and Collingwood coming back into the game. Geelong 9 goals, 9-63 to Collingwood, 11 goals, 8. And their score on the board now is 74 points. There's it is replay again. Ball knocked out. Good play on the part of Dixon. Gets it out to Dacos. He fumbled it, but not a Geelong defender within Curry. That gave him time to recover and kick his 5th goal.
And we said in the first quarter that defeated Dacos. He was just about due for a blinder, and he's certainly turning in one this afternoon, certainly on the scoreboard.
I said 7.5. It was 12.5 minutes, Pete. They've got plenty of facilities here for us today.
And a few other bonuses as well, Lou. Bright to Williams. Good tackle by Rains. That's Christensen on for Geelong. Not quite sure who's gone off. Bounce just wide of the centre circle. Approaching the 16-minute mark. 3rd quarter. Knocked down by Mossop. In goes Linda. Morwood. Good tackle by Tui. Neville Shaw. Out to Dacos, the 5-goal champ from Victoria Park. Dacos long and high. Taylor in the box seat and marks! The value of the long kick perfectly illustrated yet again, Lou.
And it was beautifully kicked by Dacos down there. Seeing Taylor on his own, he went for the long kick, and Johnson late on the scene. Now Taylor's got a chance to kick his 4th goal.
Brian Taylor, who was a little bit upset before. He knows he has to aim at the right goal post. He's only about 20 metres out from goal. Wind blowing to the left pocket. Taylor allows again, screws it around. 4 goals to Taylor. And Collingwood taking a little bit of a grip on this match now in the 3rd term. The Magpies 12-8-80, Geelong 9-9-63.
Well, that's their biggest lead for the match. They were, I think, in front about 15 points in that 2nd quarter, but they're 17 now. Watch that again.
Tui's just got reported.
Having a go at Neville Shaw. And there's the mark in replay. A strong mark by Taylor.
A little bit of a dust-up. I don't think there was too much in it, but umpire Rowan Shaw's rivaling Glenn James for the quickest book in the VFL.
And Tony Shaw, of course, has been reported in the 1st quarter, or was it the 2nd quarter, Pete?
So 2 reports so far, Lou. So once again, we'll see the tribunal in action on Monday night. Just over 17 minutes gone in the 3rd term. It's 12-8 to 9-9. 80 plays 63. 17 points in favour of Collingwood. Knocked down by Cloak, but not very far. Williams. Hughes. To half forward. Christensen a little bit late on the scene, and the mark is taken down there by Smith. Haven't seen too much of Smith this afternoon. Smith up towards centre wing, looking for Williams. Cloak is the flyer.
And he's played a great game, Cloak, Pete.
He has indeed. Well smothered that time by Terry Bright. Doesn't get a favourable bounce, but he goes after it. Williams in pursuit. Down goes Bright. Likewise Williams. And umpire John Russo will bounce it up on centre wing.
And we're just over the 14-minute mark of this third quarter. And Collingwood 80 points to Geelong 63 points. So it's 17 points the difference in favour of the Magpies. Knocked out by Manson. Knocks it over now. 18-minute mark. We see Banks driving it, a long kick looking for Taylor again. He's got it. And he could kick goal number 5 here because he's right on the edge of the kick-off mark. That was a strong mark by Taylor. That's what Collingwood have got to do. Get the ball down to him quickly. We see that time. A long kick by Banks and a very strong mark. Too strong that time for Johnson. So a chance now for Collingwood to go further ahead. There's 17 points in front at this stage of the match as we approach the 19-minute mark. And, of course, if he kicks this one, the game could be slipping away from the Cats. And there it is, another goal. Goal number 5 to Taylor. And the scoreboard reads 9 goals, 9-63 Geelong to Collingwood, 13 goals, 8. Now their score is...
Doing the banking.
How clever it must seem to have accounts all over the place. You rush around for high interest, pay the bills in a panic. If only you could find someone who'd do all this, give you a check account free of activity charges, and pay your bills automatically. Plus, give you a MasterCard or Westpac card to shop with in supermarkets and in service stations. It's called Advantage Saver Plus, and it's only from Westpac, the bank.
Been doing the banking, Mum.
The family-size Hoover Elite 900 has a stainless steel wash bowl. Its competitor does not. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
On February the 15th, Lester Ellis captured the hearts of all Australians when he won the World Junior Lightweight Championship. Aussie pride is at stake on April 26, when Lester defends his World Championship at Festival Hall. The boy from Sunshine is determined that Rod SEQUENAN will not take the title to the Philippines. See the Master Blaster in the fight of his life. Book now at Bass Outlets. Lester Ellis needs your support at Festival Hall.
The battle for the Army Reserve Cup continues live from the Lakeside Oval this Sunday afternoon. St Kilda's Stars of tomorrow are up against the Mighty Blues. The whole family can enjoy pure football action. The Army Reserve Cup, Sunday from 2:15.
2 minutes into the last quarter, Collingwood by 28. Picked up by Neville Shaw. His kick is well smothered. Finally, it comes into the open spaces for Dixon. Oh, he's only a few metres out from goal. Couldn't get a kick at the ball. Manson. Williams. Smothered. Nobody's making any headway here. And once again, it will be a bounce.
And little Dixon to Terry is trying to kick it off when he was lying on the ground. So it'll be a ball up only about 2 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They're in front by 28 points. Into this quarter that's the last, by 2 minutes. Geelong will try and tap this one through, I should imagine. Oh, that's getting the ball away through O'Keefe out wide to the open space. There's a chance now for Dacos on his own. Goes for a pass to Tony Shaw, who's got the mark right on the boundary line. And Shaw would be about 50 metres out from goal. Ball up there looking for the big fellow. He flies, he goes down. Picked up by Neville Shaw, but the umpire's found a free kick. It's on the shoulder. And it'll go to Taylor about 35 metres out from goal. But a very difficult shot. He's right on the boundary line. And I must say, we've got a great commentary box here. I thought I was in a bunker at the Maginot line.
You're in amongst everything here.
I'll say, it's very hard to see around this corner. I'll tell you what, there's a pillar sticking out about 9 feet. There's the kick on its way by Taylor. Not a bad sort of a kick either. It's a goal. What a beauty. Oh, that put Collingwood's goal number 6. And the scoreboard, 15 goals, 10-100 Collingwood to Geelong, 9 goals, 12-66. So that gives Collingwood a good lead now up to 34 points. And that's going to be hard to peg back, Pete.
It certainly is. 6 goals to Taylor, 5 goals to Dacos. And Taylor getting that goal from a free kick. I guess many fans would say, well, he certainly got better treatment at Collingwood than he did at Richmond. 100 plays 66, Collingwood by 34.
Taylor off to a great start for the season. 7 last week and 6 already. Coming out of the pack was Dacos, was grabbed, didn't have the ball. They all go, and now it's Rain's turn to get out a hand pass. Comes out now. Picked up by Ricky Brown. The Magpies swing back into attack, looking for Taylor again. No, in front is Williams. He goes down. Right on his back there was Bright. He loses the ball. It comes back to Neville Shaw. Spins out of the pack nicely. A snap at the goals. And down there in the back pocket is Johnson to clear the ball away.
Looking for Mossop, and Mossop doesn't let him down. Marks at the second grab. Onto Boss, onto Bruns. Bruns' kick is high up towards centre wing. At the back, Burgess. Down to Cleve. Gets offloaded by Dacos. It rebounds to Christensen. Christensen's kick is short, but the umpire has found a free kick. It will be going Geelong's way. The kick will go to Cleve. Cleve on centre wing right. Long way from goal. Geelong, though, kicking with the breeze, but it's Collingwood doing all the attacking so far in the term. Cloak going for mark number 12. Couldn't take it. Rains out to Tony Shaw. Back to Dacos, who's certainly been the Dacos of old this afternoon. Abernathy from half-back flank left. High up towards centre wing. Big pack of players set themselves. The ball punched clear into the open spaces. Down goes Williams, seemingly with one on the back, and he'll take the free kick for the Cats. And the 15-metre penalty. 24 possessions to Williams. As I said, it's been a great battle in the centre between he and Jeff Rains. They've played wide of each other a lot of the time, but Williams with the free kick for Geelong. Ablett marks, but about 55 metres from goal. Against that, he does have the breeze behind him.
And he's kicked, what, 1 goal, 7 so far, Peter. So the odds are in his favour of kicking a goal this time.
If he can get the distance, he should, I think, with the breeze. And he'll certainly lift the flanking spirits of the Cats if he can put it through. He's got the distance. The accuracy is there. Great goal to Gary Ablett. His second. He's kicked 2 goals, 7 now. And the Cats still in with a chance. 7th big league scoreboard in the final term. 15-10 to 10-12. 10-minute mark of the final term. Geelong must get the next goal if they're to stay in contention in this match. Manson, the high flyer over the top of Mossop. Boss. 10 minutes into the last quarter, and the difference still 28 points. Finally, it's picked up by Buse. His kick is a high one. Flanagan juggles it. And some of those juggled marks today haven't been paid by the umpires, but this time Flanagan gets the nod from the umpire and a chance to keep Geelong in contention. He's about 45 to 50 metres from goal. He's going for his second. And if he can kick this, Geelong's still in with a real chance because they have the breeze at their backs. It looks okay from here. 2 goals to Flanagan, and Geelong keep their hopes alive in this match at Kardinia Park. The scoreboard on 7's big league, 15-10 the Magpies, Geelong 11-12, 78.
Well, it's only 22 points the difference. And of course, we watched that again. Flanagan getting in front of the pack. Nicely manoeuvring himself there to take that mark. A fine mark by Flanagan and topped off with a nice goal.
Well, if Ablett and Jackson can fire, maybe the Cats still in with a chance in this match.
Well, they're not out of it, Peter. It's only 22 points the difference, and by all accounts, they should be kicking to the end that is favoured by the breeze, but so far it hasn't worked out that way today.
No, it's probably blowing into the pocket, if anything. It's not as strong as it was earlier anyway. 7's big league from Kardinia Park. We're 11.5 minutes into the final term now. The Cats just about to within 3 goals. Neville Shaw tackled well by Bright. It's left to Barham, the speedster. Barham, right foot to the ball. Bolton can't complete the mark. The ball socket out towards the boundary line. Rendleson racing for it. Could have almost given away the free kick down there. Finally, the Cats get the ball out towards O'Keefe, but a good mark. Chipping it in front is Williams. Williams from half forward right flank, about 50 metres from goal. He'll go high with the torpedo punt. Looking for Taylor, who got 2 hands to the ball. Bright. Terry Bright looking for a lead. Can't find one. Linder in front. Over the top, the mark taken by Cleve.
Good mark to Cleve. He looks a likely lad, too, as we see Williams drive the ball around towards that half-forward line. It's grabbed here by Linder. Geelong are starting to look good again as it goes over to Cleve. Drives it up to Jackson and Phillips. They both wrestle there for position. Oh, there's a good mark to Phillips. A strong mark. Oh, Jackson's having a go. He could get a 15-metre penalty here. That was a great mark to Phillips. He's been well on top of Jackson since the first quarter.
No doubt about that.
We did say that Jackson's kicked 3 goals in that first term, but since then's only had 1 kick. Phillips there at the full-back position. The difference still 22 points in favour of Collingwood, and Geelong still have a great chance of winning this game. Kick by Phillips is out there towards the centre-half back position. They all fly. Cleve couldn't hold that. Cloak gets a hurried kick towards the boundary, but it's out of bounds, and it's a penalty free kick to Geelong. So the free kick will go to Brighton. He hasn't played a bad game today in defence. Short pass, it's a good one and marked by Mossop, and they've certainly lifted their game in this quarter, Geelong. There is the kick on its way up towards the full forward position. Players set themselves off the top of the pack, and that's Smith going down, and I don't know if he's kicked it out of bounds or not, but I think the umpire said it'll be a throw-in. So it's only about 10 metres around from the Geelong goal. They're trailing by 22 points. So they've still got a chance. Cloak and Flanagan for the knockout. Knocked out by Cloak. A fumble that time by Williams. Gets a kick back towards the wing position. No, Keefe's kicked it out of bounds on the full. No, I thought it would go out, but the umpire said no. Certainly looked like it to me.
The Collingwood player tried to pinch it, but the boundary umpire says, no, definitely it is mine.
I think Barham tried to bluff the boundary umpire. Knocked out by Flanagan. Good play by Morwood. Threaded his way through the pack beautifully to take the ball away and kick it up there towards that half-forward line. Ah, great mark to Morgan. Too strong that time for Tony Shaw, and they've really lifted their game this quarter, and Collingwood in a bit of bother. 22 points in front. They badly need a goal to clinch this game. Cloak in front. It'll be a free kick to Geelong against Smith. He interfered with Ablett. Now Ablett will be about 65 or 60 metres out from goal. He's kicked 2 goals 8. There it is on its way. It's a mighty kick. It's a magnificent kick. Well, that's the match-winning sort of goal. That's the goal that sort of lifts the entire side.
Scoreboard now, Sevens big league. Collingwood 15-10, 100. The Cats 12-12, 84. A deficit of only 16 points. Here it is again. What a mammoth kick by Gary Ablett.
Well, Pete, that must have gone 60 metres at least.
Fantastic goal by the Geelong champion. His third goal. 3-7 to Ablett. Only 16 points the difference now, and we're about halfway through the term at the 15-minute mark, so plenty of time for Geelong to get up. A real ball game here at Cardinia Park. Ball out towards centre wing position where it's picked up by Williams. Williams' kick is short, out towards the flank. Ball doesn't bounce kindly for Toohey. Getting there first is Dixon, but Toohey content to bundle a Collingwood player and the ball over the line, and we'll see it thrown back into play. Pretty well on centre wing. 16 points the difference in favour of Collingwood. Knocked down by Boss. Picked up by Neville Bruns. No mark played. Oh, trying to crash through the pack there was Cleve. Holding the ball, says the umpire. David Cloak to take the free kick.
What a great game, Cloak.
Fantastic game for the Magpies. One of the best I've seen him put in. A little chip pass. Williams intercepting his opponent. Rains, though, steals it. Rains, a beautiful kick as a rule. That's no exception. Long down towards the left forward pocket. Dacos, well shepherded. Oh, Taylor says, give it to me. He puts in a shocker of a pass, kicks it over Taylor's head. It's out of bounds on the full.
We tried to find him, Pete, but I think he might have been off balance.
Morgan to take the free kick for Geelong. Morgan, a short pass, marked by John Mossop. Bolton misread the flood of that one. Still a chance for the Cats. Johnson tried to get it out to Reynolds, not successful. And the bounce-up will take place on the point of the square. 16 3/4 minutes gone. 16 points the difference. Cloak with Mossop. Thumped away by David Cloak. Chance for the Cats. It was Boss. Then it was Dixon. On to Manson. Manson to Tony Shaw. This could just about seal it for Collingwood. Banks running into an open goal, but 10 metres out. And has put it through for a goal. 2 goals to Banks. And Collingwood make the situation pretty well safe. 16-10, 106 to 12-12, 84.
Big League, part of the Nissan BFL Premiership season.
Collingwood going on to win the match by 23 points. Geelong scored the first 25 points of the game, though, although the Magpies led at the first change by 8 points. Only 5 in it at half-time. Collingwood's excellent third quarter, though, setting up their victory for them. Stats on the games, and Collingwood on top in most departments. They had 21 more kicks. Geelong had 6 more hit-outs. Major goal kickers this afternoon, Brian Taylor for Collingwood, once again in great form, and to return to some of his best form from the champ Peter Dacos. He got 5 goals for the Cats. Mark Jackson got 4 goals from restricted opportunities after quarter time, and Gary Ablett, as we said in the call, kicked 3 goals, 7 points. So Gary's certainly not on target this afternoon. More action coming up from the Carlton St.Kilda clash, and Scott Palmer coming up shortly, 7's Big League.
Scott Palmer goes behind the scenes in football. Next on 7's Big League.
If you want to take them, but you don't want to wake them, record them with National's low-light camera.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day, and as usual, we're biggest and best for football. The Cats met the Magpies at Cardinia Park, and the fur and feathers flew. Sunday Press has the full report with the action pictures of the match of the day, plus all the other weekend sports news, including the gift report from Stall. The most pampered Clydesdale horses in Australia are the majestic team from Carlton United. Sunday Press visits them at home in Taree. The sport, the people, the stories are in Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
As you can see, this iron plant stand was made by a professional bank clerk. And his AEG power tools, of course. AEG, professional tools now at handyman prices.
What the hell is this, Landry? Mission Impossible?
No, it's Simon & Simon.
AJ, it's a nudist column.
Undercover, so to speak, in a case that could well bring them undone.
Get absolutely nude.
They've had more pleasant investigations.
I don't think I can face 300 naked people eating spaghetti.
But then again...
You having a good time? Nobody told you that we always dress for dinner?
It's action times 2. You can bet Simon & Simon have the bare essentials for great viewing. 8:30 tonight on 7.
Very interesting first part of the Easter split round. Let's find out all the latest footy stop press as we go up to the sporting editor of the Sunday Press. And once again, it's a very good evening to Scotty Palmer.
Good evening, Peter, and welcome viewers to the Sunday Press. The crowd at Moorabbin shuddered today when St Kilda centreman Robert Mace lay for almost 10 minutes on the ground after the final siren. He'd been bumped solidly and looked to be in distress. Some even feared the worst down there. But Mace, I'm pleased to report, suffered whiplash and is resting in Moorabbin Hospital tonight. He'll probably wear a neck brace for a couple of days. Poor St Kilda, another debacle. Coach Graham Jelly said, "We can't forget it. We carried big scars from last week. Now they are larger than ever. We have a long rehabilitation ahead. We go back to square one." I've heard coaches say that before. But now the Saints have lost Alphingston with a hamstring, Crow with a back injury, and Mace, along with all the rest of them. Carlton coach David Parkin said he was pleased with the way the Blues worked hard all day today. But he said it was hard to get a measure from the match that finished like that. Geelong finished with a loss. Bernard Toohey reported, and 3 players injured against Collingwood at Cardinia Park. The injuries could be vital with the Cats facing Footscray next week. Mark Jackson has knee and ankle injuries, Gary Malarkey a calf strain, and John Mossop a groin. Tom Hapey said Geelong did some stupid things today. The players didn't know who they should be picking up, and we often played too loose. Hapey said he didn't see too many players that shone in the reserves today that could help out next week. He would have liked Gary Ablett to kick a lot better than his 3-8 today. Collingwood's Bob Rose gave high praise to David Cloke and said the big bloke won't be playing at centre-half forward this season. He'll be in the ruck. Mike Richardson also came in for a pat on the back. He was KO'd with a hip and shoulder early, but came back to kick a fine goal late in the match. Of course, rover Tony Shaw was reported too for an alleged forearm against Greg Williams. But apart from that, the Magpies have no worries, no injury problems at all. Tiger coach Paul Sproul had the team locked away for almost an hour after the defeat by the Sydney Swans today, in their wet uniforms and all. "We're just not thinking," he said. He's emerged from the dressing rooms. "We overdid the handball and none of our star players fired." The Swans, however, had prospective buyer Jeff Edelston in the stand and talking of a possible combined bid with that other Sydney sider, Basil Sellers. Watch out for that one. Coach John Northey said it was a tremendous boost for the Swans today, particularly as the match was telecast up into New South Wales. "Next week we'll be stronger," said Northey. "Picken, Holden, Capper, Brady, Torbett will all be available. I like the way we plugged about it all day today. We never gave up," said Northey. The Swans are on top of the ladder tonight, and good luck to them. And by the way, the Collingwood boys send a get-well message to Bobby Cohen, one of their good mates, who's had a triple bypass heart operation in Epworth Hospital. See you again, Peter. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much indeed, Scotty. And just a reminder that because of the Easter long weekend, there's no match this coming Tuesday in the Foster's Cup. The next game is under lights at Football Park in Adelaide, and that will be played on Tuesday week, and it sees Hawthorn going into action against Port Adelaide. That's Tuesday week, live on the 7 network. Back with the game, Carlton and St Kilda after this.
St Kilda run head-on into Carlton on the rebound. Next on 7's Big League.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. And he'll tell you he likes the kind of life he leads, and he's glad that he was born. And he likes the taste of real draft beer when his time's his own. If you want the taste of real draft beer, only Carlton draft comes anywhere near. There's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
As you can see, this wardrobe was made by a professional hairdresser, and his AEG power tools, of course. AEG, professional tools now at handyman prices.
Behind every one of these buttons is a brain, an integrated circuit. And behind every one of these integrated circuits is NEC technology. Technology that is keeping you in front.
Tonight with Trapper John.
You cut out my children, I'll cut out your heart.
Don't you threaten me.
Perhaps Mrs. Shoup was in a bit of a hurry to get an admittedly prolific childbearing machine shut down.
Not everything at the hospital seems to be running smoothly.
And making me a patsy for their problem. One won't talk, the other one won't listen, and it's 2 against 1. Their word against mine.
Gonzo makes an amazing discovery and shares it.
I had no place else to put this stuff, and I couldn't just throw it in the trash.
Trapper John, MD, tonight at 9:30 on 7.
Well, today's clash at Moorabbin between Carlton and St Kilda brought together 2 of the losers of the first round. The Blues going under to the much improved Footscray, while enough has certainly been said about the Saints' 110-point drubbing at the hands of the Swans. To add to the Saints' woes, they had to replace the injured Trevor Barker and the suspended Alan Sidebottom. Added to that, the Blues had won their last 11 games against St Kilda before the Saints tipped them out by 21 points at Moorabbin in round 16 of last year, and that incidentally was their first success against Carlton since the final home and away match of the 1978 season. Tonight, we pick up play at the 10-minute mark of the final quarter. Our commentators at Moorabbin are Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna.
Bennett now with the ball. Up toward Baines. Takes the mark too. Baines hand passes to Blackwell. Blackwell looks for somewhere to go. Up toward Hunter again. Frawley and Hunter lock arms. Hunter tried the one-hander that time. Grabbed the ball in quickly. Taken away by Bennett. Bennett picking up now, looking down towards Tomei. Tomei off his boot too. It's out of bounds on the full, and a free kick will go to Carlton and will be taken by David Glasgow.
Well, nothing going right as we see Glasgow up towards full forward. Up they go. Oh, mark to Rhys-Jones over the top. A good mark to David Rhys-Jones. 25 to 30 metres out, directly in front. And no doubt he is strong overhead. He has yet to score a goal today, or has he kicked one?
He's going for the 20th for Carlton.
He's kicked one. He's going for his second. There's David Rhys-Jones. Normally a pretty good kick for goal. He stabs at that one. The goal umpire goes across and says it's a goal. 2 goals to David Rhys-Jones.
Carlton 20 goals, 17, 137. St Kilda 2 goals, 16, 28 on 7's big lead. Well, in the first term, Carlton kicked 3 goals, 8. And you'd think that St Kilda had done a fair job because they had 5 shots at goal and 5 behind, but they kept Carlton at 3 goals, 8. And Carlton had the breeze, but in the second term, St Kilda only managed 6 behind with the breeze, and Carlton kicked 7 goals, 3, and that was then put down your glasses after that, the end of the penny section. St Kilda 1-2 in the third term for 113 for the day, and Carlton added 6-5.
Centre bounce, Baines against Cowie. Baines got that one. Tomei. Number 32 you see there for St Kilda is Keeble. And the umpire's found a free kick, and it will go to the opposite number 32 in Glasgow, who has had a great day also for Carlton. All those medium-sized players have done well. 15 kicks. and double figures in the handballs to... there's Hartney having a little chip shot up to McClure, and McClure from 35 metres out, 45-degree angle, has a chance to score goal number, 6? Yes, he's kicked 5.
Well, he should kick it from there, Pete.
Well, yes, it's not a hard shot from there, Jack. It's got on the right side of the ground as far as the wind is concerned as he fires. Lays back. Goal up by, I think I said that's a goal. Yes, it is. 6 goals to Mark McClure.
And 6 out of 21 it is for McClure, and Carlton score 21 goals, 17. St Kilda 2 goals, 16 on 7's big lead. Well, we've been playing now 13 minutes, Pete. McClure coming off the ground. Evidently the coach, David Parkin, has suggested he's had enough. He's kicked 6 goals. He's helped Carlton to a good win over the Saints. And his place will be taken by Warren Jones.
Centre bounce. Baines against Cowie. 2 ex-South Australians there contesting against each other. A hand pass comes down to Alvin. Now it's Wayne Johnston. Johnston on the left foot. A high one. And a nice mark is taken up there, and I think that was a bit of acting there by Silvio.
Yeah,
nothing serious happened there.
He hasn't done much today either. Fashini gets it down toward the half-forward zone. Carlton's defence fairly strong here with McConville. McConville going the short pass, finds Blackwell. Blackwell just about had his own ball out there today. He'll be looking for Hunter. 23 possessions. Oh, the kick's too wide. And the mark can't be taken by Hunter because the ball floated out of bounds. So with the ball now for St Kilda is Danny Frawley.
Doesn't he look untidy, Hunter? Jumper out, socks down. And
he is untidy.
He's a great player.
Up it goes to Cowie. Can't take the mark. Blackwell can't get it. Fraser Murphy was just about to kick it off the ground. But Tomei had possession. Picked up by Blackwell again. Possession 24. Up it goes to Jimmy Buckley. Fraser Murphy looks for a lead. Hunter, no. Big Jones.
And the Carlton crowd.
Bit of a Barney there with Mace and Fraser, it looks, involved in this one. Robert Mace.
And Wayne Johnston in there also. The 2 number 7s having a bit of a dust up there.
Well, they've had a bit of, had a few runs in today, both of them.
Look at Jimmy Buckley, he's funny. He's having a real laugh about it because he wasn't involved. Now, Jimmy was at the bottom of the pack, he wouldn't get up laughing.
No, the umpire speaking to Mace.
Look at Jimmy, still laughing.
Having a good talk to him, so I don't think he's going to report him, he's having a good talk to him.
I think that's just frustration. Plays it hard, Robert Mace.
Right, well, let's get back to where the ball was taken by big Warren Jones. The St Kilda man on the mark has moved up about 10 metres, and Bennett saying the mark was there, he'd put a mark in there. And umpire Ian Robinson said, well, for trying to cheat, you can come back another 5. So big Warren Jones. In front of goal, misses bad. Only one behind.
Not the greatest kicker for goal in the world, is he?
No, he just proved that.
Well,
so Bennett will kick in from the full-back position, and the score has moved on for Carlton to 21 goals, 18, 144. St Kilda 2 goals, 16, 28.
And this is Andrew Bennett, the ex-Hawthorn player, bringing it right out towards the centre wing area where Ablett takes a good, strong mark. Now, this is Jeff Ablett. Wobbly, I'll kick down towards the centre wing area. Kicked away by Hartney. Harms couldn't get the bounce of the ball. The ball knocked away. This is Meldrum charging in after it against Keeble. Keeble knocks it away to Jeff Cunningham. He must be sick at the death of trying so hard. There's the... Oh, Harms bounces off. Rhys Jones. Glasgow. Oh, I should have kept going. Hand pass to Johnston. Johnston a hand pass, and here's Jimmy Buckley firing at the goals. It swings back. And it's goal number 4 to Jimmy Buckley, a great effort.
Well, if you ever want to see a passage of play showing up just how badly St Kilda were playing, show that one, because it was all Carlton. St Kilda hardly touched the ball as it came out of the centre, finished up with Buckley, who brought up the goal. Carlton 22-18, 150 points. St Kilda 2 goals, 16, 28 points. That's 7's big league scoreboard. At the bounce, tapped down by Cowie. There's a chance now for Tomei to get the ball working after McAdam gave him the hand pass on the turf. Left behind there, hooked out once again. by Lockett, picked up by Roberts. The kick is very high. Hartney underneath the ball, and the mark will be taken by that player. Hartney of Carlton, hand passes to Dool. Dool can give it to Alvin if he wishes. Elects to kick up towards Harms. Harms can't take the mark. Oh, strong play by Montgomery. Hand pass comes back to Kennedy. Kennedy kicks to the open wing on the outer side. Hunter giving chase from the half-forward line. Right down the centre wing position. Nearly a throw to Roberts. Roberts caught. Put the head down. Should have been penalised. Hand pass from Reid. Comes to David Rhys-Jones. No one in the goal square. No one home at all. And Rhys-Jones strolls in to kick the easiest of goal. St Kilda cannot offer any opposition whatsoever. Rhys-Jones kicks his third goal. Carlton kicks 23-18 and St Kilda 2 goals 16.
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plough. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
The Hoover Elite 900 has a wool cycle fully approved by the Australian Wool Corporation. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
If you've been looking at small cars lately, you're probably saying, seen one, seen them all. But there is one that's different. Nissan Pulsar Sedan. That's because Nissan Pulsar drives better. Its unique front seats are super comfy. Plus, Pulsar has a huge boot. But best of all, Pulsar Sedan is very economical. No wonder Pulsar stands out from the flock.
Come and drive Nissan.
Hard hitting.
It's been a very traumatic time for me when when my children were taken from me too.
Fame is a bubble. It's not a reality.
With the drug problem, there are no quick, easy, simple solutions.
Their secret weapons, Chapel, Lilly, Marsh and Tomo. Their mission, to defeat the men at the RAAF base Butterworth.
If we don't take action, our bomb will go off.
Are you questioning my integrity? Probably better off without a government at all.
Asking the questions you want answered day by day, weeknights at 7.
So St Kilda in attack.
At Moorabbin, we're playing time on now in the final quarter.
Little kick comes out to Alvin. Alvin gets it moving up towards Johnson. Over the back is Rhys-Jones. The ball gets thumped to turf. Taken by Mace, who was held but not in possession. And he will take the free kick.
Yes, there's been a great duel between the two number 7s, Wayne Johnston and Robert Mace. Mace breaks away and kicks it long. Cowie sets himself, punched away by Big Wow, a 40-metre punch. Here's Tony Lockett charging out towards the half-forward line. Rhys-Jones went in, held his head, went in. Oh, a bit of acting there by Rhys.
I don't know about that. I think he might have got caught.
Did you think?
I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't know about that. I thought there was hardly anything in it, Jack, as we see McAdam flying high to do some ruck work, and he's tried hard for the Saints, but Big Wow copped a free kick against Tony Lockett there, but there's the kick up towards centre wing. Paul Morwood goes up and takes the mark in front of Kenny Hunter, but the Blues have been absolutely superb today. I don't know about the opposition. Maybe there's Cunningham flying. Maybe it just hadn't been good enough. There's Meldrum, a beautiful hand pass to Harms. Harms over to Hunter. Hunter to Alvin. Alvin runs into the open goal, stabs at the goal, and Tommy Alvin up from the half-back flank comes in to kick his first.
25-19, 169 is the Carlton total. St Kilda 2 goals, 17-29. So 140 points is the difference between the teams, and Cunningham in the hands of the trainers in the centre of the ground for St Kilda, getting up, he's limping away, but St Kilda have a big injury list now, and they certainly don't want any more. With Crow injured, Cunningham limping, St Kilda's strength is getting depleted as the minutes go by.
Tommy Alvin, I haven't got him in the best players. He's had 19 kicks on a half-back flank and 6 handballs.
He's kicking goals too.
And he's kicked the goal. It's not a bad performance.
At the centre bounce, Warren Jones got it down. Keel a chance to take it away, but he's caught in possession, and the umpire said a bounce will take place in the centre of the Moorabbin Oval. 28 minutes have elapsed now in the final term. Carlton lead St Kilda by 140 points. Ball put down, a big pack around the bounce too as Jones taps it overhead, kicked out by Mace, and Reid takes the mark at the centre half back position for Carlton. Bruce Reid at centre half back against Cowie, looking for somewhere to go. He comes to the members side wing. Smith's there for St Kilda, but thumped on by McConville, punched out toward Meldrum. Tomei is there but can't pick it up right on the boundary line. We'll see the ball thrown in by the boundary umpire on the half-forward flank for Carlton.
Yes, Carlton 25-19, St Kilda 2-17. I think the Saints would rather forget.
Let's start our highlights down at Cardinia Park, and it was a great start, as we said in the opening, for the Cats. Here's Buse.
The full forward position.
Phillips
misjudged that one.
can't judge the bounce, but Jacko snaps truly with that blistering pace.
Oh, watch him go now. So it's Geelong ball.
Cleve very lucky here, stuck his neck out, but Bruce Abernethy had an airy.
Free kick against Abernethy.
Dangerous one, but it's okay.
Richardson started well, balked a couple of times, but then ran into a problem.
Richardson's down behind play, but the umpire didn't spot that. Well,
and was this the turning point in the game?
Certainly wouldn't want that to happen to one of their star players. A match winner.
Long up towards half forward, the deepest into attack Collingwood has been so far in the match, but there are
Dacos and Williams watch as Malaki is taken from the ground.
It comes down.
Disappointing loss for the Cats. But Williams goes on with it as he gives it to Dacos.
He's gone for a shot at the goal. He's put it through.
Goal towards the half forward
line.
There's
Dacos again. Look at the quick recovery.
Dacos kicked the last goal. Can he make it 2 in a minute? I think he has. Dacos.
And then things did get a little warm.
Well, Buse decides to go in. That was pretty sensible.
Back to the game. McMullen taps to Dacos.
Taps the ball on. Dacos for his third. He's got it. That's his third goal.
3 goals to Peter Dacos. Long.
But it was Jacko who kept the Cats in the game. Palms it down well, and a wonderful snap.
Great play, Jackson.
That was a great goal. That's for Bruns.
While Bruns kept the Woods in a spin with his snap and goal.
Out of the back beautifully, and that deserves a goal. It is a goal.
And then the crowd was really roaring at these no marks. Firstly, Banks, not paid.
Call play on. Oh, golly, what are you going to do? Unless it was touched off the boot. I can't believe that. Attack again.
Then Morgan goes for a run.
Half-back shows a lot of dash.
Gives it to Cleve, and what do you think? Was this a mark, or was it not?
Kick over the half-forward line. The players set themselves. They all fly. And there's a good mark to Cleve. Now he called play. A hand pass comes out to Burton. The Geelong crowd not too happy about that.
And then Brian Taylor did get the kick, and still he was not happy.
And Brian Taylor saying, how about that one up?
And John Russo saying, BT, why not go back and get on with the game?
Upset Taylor, Lou, I think, Lou.
I'd say he is, but John Russo's not taking much notice of him. Well, I think it's a bit silly to worry about that because the point is this, he's got the kick out. It's the deck now.
Back to the action. The big cat, John Mossop, slips. Dixon and Dacos combine.
Buys him at the front with the fourth goal to Dacos.
1 minute later, they do it again.
Dacos a chance for goal number 5 as he fumbles, lets it go, and it's another goal.
5 goals to Dacos.
5 goals to Dacos, and Collingwood coming back.
To the MCG, the Swans got off to a flying start. Firstly, Carroll, then a minute later, Morwood got it across to Scott.
Late tackle as the ball goes in towards right.
Landy does it well for the Tigers down in their forward zone.
Over the top and puts through his second.
And one of the best snaps of the day came from Michael Roach. Carter applying the pressure, but Roach was able to get his kick and miraculously puts it through.
What a tremendous goal.
Back. A chance for Morwood, gives it on to
Hounsell used as an interchange player, came on with great effect.
He goes towards goal, hits the
but couldn't capitalise on that.
Lee gets it down.
Was this the vital goal? Danaher hands it to Scott, and the Swans go on with the job.
And that could be the vital goal.
Well, down at Moorabbin, the only fire we saw from St Kilda was virtually before the siren had sounded to start the game.
Well, forward to half-back position. In comes Mace.
Buckley arriving a little late, and down goes Mace. Not overly subtle, Jimmy.
Now here's danger.
Ashman
charges in after.
Shows the form of a good little man.
Good goal. That's a great effort by Rodney Ashman. A beautiful goal.
While the form of the big men, Mark McClure.
A good mark at centre-half forward.
But here we are, the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, and this is what St Kilda fans have been waiting for. Their first goal.
Fires at the goals, and the St Kilda supporters go berserk. The first goal for the Saints, kicked by McCann.
But the lack of pressure was very evident in this passage of play. Rhys Jones could have been walking the dog here.
No one home at all.
As he wanders along and then shoots at goal.
The easiest at goal.
Oh, Meldrum, a beautiful
again, they show how easy it is. Meldrum, Harms, Hunter and Albin all combined.
Runs into the open goal, stabs at the goal, and Tommy Albin up from the half-back flank comes in to kick his first.
And if St Kilda's news wasn't bad enough, it worsened in this incident down at Cardinia Park with Geelong's Andrew Buse.
It's long, it's close, it's the first goal of the match.
His teammate Mark Jackson. Collingwood youngster Russell Dixon.
It hits the deck. Here's a go for Dixon. Snaps. He's put it through, I think. Yes. Yes, a goal by Dixon.
Back to the Cats. Here's Neville Bruns. Great recovery.
He recovers well, spins out of the pack beautifully, and that deserves a goal. It is a goal.
Staying with the small men, but this time Carlton's Rod Ashman.
Charges in after it. Fires at the goal.
Good
That's
goal.
a great effort by Rodney Ashman. A beautiful goal.
Also amongst the goals was Carlton's David Rhys Jones.
Jones picks up on the left foot, shoots towards goal, and the umpire watching it go overhead.
He does.
And completing our goal of the day segment today, we go to the MCG, where Michael Roach tucked in the pocket, snapped truly to produce a great goal. Gentlemen, only a few, but quality was quite good.
Well, Bobby, it was lovely to see a couple of full forwards figuring there amongst the Rovers.
You mean the individual?
Yeah, the individual, and right, that was a good goal of Jacko's, wasn't it?
Off the side of the boot, and he, was very deliberate the way he did it. Some people would have gone for the left foot, but Jacko decided to kick it off the side of the boot. But there were some very similar goals, and I was more impressed with the ones under pressure. Michael Roach from the boundary line was a great snapshot. Dixon was under pressure, and Bruns also. And Bruns really was great courage, even though he dropped the mark, to just stand there. I think the only thing he didn't do was bless himself, because you really hope that the pack's not coming.
Right, what about you, Kev?
Well, I must agree with Bob. Dixon's goal was an excellent one under a lot of pressure, and I thought for Michael Roach it was an unusual goal for Roachy. We're used to seeing him take the big mark and going back and kicking those lovely drop punts, but that was a great goal. But I'd like to agree with Bob on this case. I thought Neville Bruns, the fact that he dropped the mark, recovered, then had to spin out of the pack, evade a couple of tackles and then kick a goal. I thought it was an excellent goal, Neville Bruns.
Yes, and I'm with you too on Neville Bruns. He had to sit underneath that ball and wait for it to float down. He didn't know who was behind him, and then he fought on and kicked the goal. And we'll have a look at that, and Neville Bruns.
Pulsar GX hatch. There's never been a better small car than Pulsar by Nissan.
And let's check some of the great marks. Firstly, Terry Bright at Cardinia Park.
The umpire letting plenty of infringements go there, and we see a good mark taken by Bright. Over it goes.
His teammate Gary Ablett.
Forward for Geelong. Oh, there he is at his best. That was Gary Ablett. And Geelong.
And there's another one from Gary Ablett.
Half forward line. Oh, great mark to the big fella, not the big fella to start.
Collingwood's David Cloak.
Cloak! What a match he's playing.
High one.
That's the first. Here's the second from Cloak.
Flying high was Cloak, and he's grabbed the mark.
Back. Collingwood.
Geelong Steve Reynoldson.
Here at Cardinia Park. Reynoldson! Oh, what a great mark.
It is.
St Kilda's Jeff Cunningham.
Up toward the half-forward zone and Cunningham. Bottom.
Carlton's
Rhys
Mark
Jones
McClure.
lets fly with a kick. McClure! Good mark.
Opportunities up forward.
His teammate Tom Alvin.
Oh, what a mark to Tommy Alvin.
Back to the Saints. Hi-ho, Silvio Fascini.
Good mark to Fascini.
His teammate Danny Frawley.
Into the back of Frawley. Oh, good mark.
And for the Swans, Tony Morwood. Good grab over the back. Now, gentlemen, to our panel headed by Lou Richards.
Bob, well, that's one aspect of the game that hasn't changed over the years, the high marking. It's still a top standard, isn't it?
It is. Very good marks yesterday, and I thought that Terry Bright's was a good mark because he was in front and he really had to hold his position, and that was an excellent mark. The one of Mark McClure's I thought was a great mark, and Tom Alvin's was a very good mark. And also that one-hander. Did you say didn't mark at Crackers?
Danny Frawley. Oh, well,
Frawley was close.
Yeah. What was your pick?
Well, I would say that Mark McClure or probably Alvin.
Okay, one of the lowest marks of all times. Who would you go for, Crackers?
Well, I took more marks in a game than you took all year one year.
but I should say that I like Gary Ablett's mark. I reckon it was a great mark. Tommy Albin's eyes at the ground, I had a look at it. Excellent mark, eyes on the ball all the way. I like Tommy Albin.
You like Tommy Albin, and so does Bob, and of course Tommy Albin wins our Nissan Mark of the Day, and with compliments of Nissan he receives $100. Well, there we see him in action. Eyes on
the new look North Melbourne side, who performed so creditably against Collingwood under lights last Friday week against Collingwood. Footscray's defeat of Carlton last week at Princes Park stamped them as a real Final Five threat this year, especially as they hadn't beaten the Blues at home since 1964. Last year, they won both encounters against the Kangaroos, kicking their highest ever total against them in winning by 63 points in round 3. North, however, had won their previous 8 meetings. Tonight, our replay begins at the 11-minute mark of an exciting final quarter. And with me in the commentary box is Lou Richards.
Haven't had many good players after quarter time, North, when they led by 44 points to 0 at the 19-minute mark of that first quarter, so it's a fine effort by Footscray to come back like they have. They're leading by 23 points. Now, what is it? I think it might be just 23 points. Out wide. Oh, there's a free kick to Smith. Well, this fella started off like a champion in the first quarter, like Shimmerbush did, but they faded out, but he's coming back into the game this quarter. Well, that's a free kick all the way as we watch it. No doubt about that. Foster got all over the top and the ball up there towards the full forward position. Good play on the part of Egan. Dashing play by the back pocket player for Footscray. Out wide. Coming in to meet it now is Daniels. It bounces right, but he fumbled the ball, but still kicked it off the ground. Ross Smith won't give in. He taps it over. Trying to find his mate there, Hickey, and it's out of bounds on the centre wing position. Just over the 12-minute mark. Still 23 points the difference in favour of Footscray. Now North Melbourne still have a chance and still plenty of time for them. Lyle and Groenewegen to go for this knockout. Knocked out by the Footscray player, Groenewegen. Kicked off the ground by Daniels towards the half-forward line. Going towards the line, coming in to meet it as Law. He goes down. He's got time to recover and kick the ball back to the half-back line. Flying high with Smith, taken off the pack by Dwyer. He fumbled the ball. Larkin goes down. Punched on by Bahajar. Out there towards Groenewegen again, but he's grabbed. Still goes off, picked up by Lyle. Good plays. He gets it out to Larkin. Decides to go for a run. Kicks the ball to centre half forward. Phil, Cracker and Egan. Neither can take the mark. He's going to play the mark to Egan. I thought Cracker touched it first.
So did I.
And Cracker thinks so too. He's going to take his number.
Use of language, I'd suggest.
Oh, there's the fastest foot in the business, Jesse Gaines.
Can't get it out. Maybe he should be reported for wasting time.
I don't know what he's reporting Phil Cracker for.
I would say it's abusive language, Lou.
Well, I just think that Cracker knocked that one into Egan's hands.
Nothing else.
Now, what did he do here to get reported? Might have abused the umpire.
I think so.
Well, you've got to keep your trap shut. And they've got that black book down there, Sop.
Free kick going to Egan, or Mark, call it what you will. Egan at half-back for Footscray. 16-12 to 13-7 at VFL Park. The quarter in progress, nearly 14 minutes. Egan straight down the ground. The big pack of players just wide of the centre circle. Behind is Smith. Likewise, McLean roams it well. McLean out wide to the half-forward line. And that's a fine mark. Brought in by Cordy, Neil Cordy. Neil back on the field. Was taken off, I think, around about quarter time. A chance for his first goal. What's he done with that one? Right across the face of goal. Edmund has taken another mark. That's 7 marks to Jimmy Edmund. He's got one of the safest pairs of hands in the business. Second grab in front of Maguire. He's on what we might term almost an impossible angle. See if he can run around, hit the post. And there's Bandlet, involved in a little bit of a scuffle down there.
Jimmy Edmund, incidentally, Peters kicked 2 goals, 3.
24 points the difference. Ball comes back into play. It's Steele. Up to centre field. The flyer was Ford. Couldn't mark the ball. Ford gets dispossessed pretty quickly. It's Ross Smith at the point of the square. Well shepherded by Jonas. Go, he says. He does. Lobs it high down towards full forward, looking for Lewis, who's got the front posse, knocked away by Kennedy. Foster overruns the ball. Socket off the ground by Jonas. Here's a chance for North Melbourne. Lewis gets clear. The big fellow shoots at goal. He's well off target, though, I think, and through for only one behind, but North badly needed a goal.
Could have run another 10 metres, too, into the open space. But
109 to 86. 23 points the difference. Mark taken by Brad Hardy in the left-back pocket. Hardy up the centre wing. Wallace and Keith Gregg do battle. It's picked by Larkin, playing a very good quarter. And a good mark to Rod Lewis. Lewis should get the distance from there. He'd be about 45 metres out from goal and on a slight angle.
And North Melbourne still in with a chance because we're only at the 16-minute mark and only 23 points. The difference, a goal here for North would be very handy indeed. Would lift the entire side. Now see whether Lewis can kick this one. There it is on its way. But he's up target and through for another point. Not good enough for North Melbourne. 16 goals, 13, 109 Footscray to North Melbourne, 13, 9, 87. So it's 22 points the difference. We wait now for the ball to come back into play, this time by Ford. Decides to go to the outer side of the ground to the half-back flank position.